You've seen it. The guys in the rented Lambos with the flashy passive income screenshots saying they can make you rich in 30 days. It's the same formula every time. And the truth is, they're not selling you a formula. They're selling you a dream. When I first started coaching and building a community, I wanted nothing to do with that. I wasn't interested in being just another cliche. What I wanted was to build something real, something that actually helped people. So today, I'm gonna break down exactly how I did that. How I built a trusted community, turned it into a paid business, and became a coach without being fake and a guru. If that's what you're looking for, stick around because these are the 5 big tips. First, start with the people, not the product. Let me hit you with some data. 63% of people say they trust recommendations coming from a trusted friend and not from an advertiser. That's a 2-to-1 ratio, essentially. So what does that tell you? Well, trust comes first. If people don't trust you, they don't give a damn about what you're selling. It doesn't matter how flashy the funnel, website, or sales page might be. When I started, I made the same mistake most people make. I cared only about the product. Have a good product, you'll sell 1 million of them. Create the perfect course and the sales will come. Spoiler alert, they didn't. My first launch completely flopped. No sales. Why? Because I spent all the time on the product and not the people I was trying to help. So I went back to the basics. Instead of selling, I started listening. I posted on Instagram on my story saying, what's the biggest problem you're facing with growing your brand or your coaching business or your side hustle? I didn't even start out directly coaching. I started out more just mere business consulting in general. But that one day, me just posting and being curious about who else was working on stuff led to hours of DMs where I reconnected with past friends and found new influencers. These people that wanted to try to grow their brand reached out to me and said, hey, I'm in the same boat, man. I'm struggling. Do you have any advice? And when I said I had a safe space in the community, they said, oh, that sounds awesome. Let me join. And these old connections of mine that I thought were useless turned out to be the most valuable things I ever had. But more importantly, here's what happened. The first paid clients of my actual high-ticket business were those same people. Because I focused on reconnecting with people, especially people I thought weren't useful to my life anymore, they actually had the biggest impact on my business. So, lesson 1, forget the product, focus on the people. Listen first, sell later. Second, share your journey, not your wins. People actually don't trust perfect. In fact, we're wired not to. Why would everything always work out the best way? You would be ignorant to think that. A study from Harvard found that revealing your vulnerabilities actually increases trust because people see you as more relatable. The more human you are, the more people understand that you are trying your best just like they are. And when you say something, you're probably gonna wanna be credible and back it up. That's why the perfect, polished, fake-looking image that most influencers post actually work against them. And for that reason, most of their engagement is bought, so don't buy into it. I remember one post I made about failing to get traction on my YouTube. I think I had like 12 followers at that point, and it was really just a me ranting type video. You know, I was embarrassed. I didn't really have any success, but might as well share where I'm at in the journey anyways. And you know what? That video actually had more engagement than anything else I shared. It was almost like the system sending me a big F you from afar. But I found the lesson behind it. Why did it do so well? Because it was real. People related to the struggle. Hey man, I'm having the same problem. It's hard to shoot content. I don't have time for it. I don't know how to write the scripts. I don't have a fancy setup to start with. And a lot of those people are actually in my community and engaged further from that point. It's because I wasn't trying to be perfect. I showed them what it was really like on the journey. People don't just want the wins. The car is great and it adds credibility or whatever, shows you have money, but people want the story. They want to know that you've been fat and that's why you're the perfect fitness coach, or you've been through 1 million breakups and so you can coach them on their dating tips. Humans want to find humans that have been through the pain to help them avoid it, and that's what you're going for with a brand or a coaching service. It's even the same with a service business. I don't want to waste $20,000 figuring out how to run an ad when my business could help you guys do it by hiring the people that are so good at it that they could do it in their sleep. So if you're holding back because you think your story isn't impressive enough, don't do that either. If you only have a 225-pound deadlift, still post it out there because to somebody, that's still gonna be impressive. Number 3, solve real problems for free. This one sucks, and nobody likes doing this. But here's the harsh truth. Nobody owes you their money. If you want to make it in the long term, you have to admit at some point that the short term is gonna suck. It's the biggest correlation I found between the people that are successful and why they did it so quickly. Instead of trying to find ways to skip around that fact, they merely just accepted it. They said, for these 6 months or 3 months or whatever it's gonna be, I'll just work for free, get testimonials, but it will make a huge difference in the long run. If you want people to trust you enough to invest, you have to prove that you can actually help them. When you get to the point I'm at, you can just put out content and people know that you've done it. It's also easy to show. You can see my community, you can see the reviews, and you can see that people like what we do. But when you don't have that, you have to start somewhere. When I started, I created a simple checklist called the 5 ways to get your first client. It was literally just a hastily typed up Word document that I shared a Google Drive link to for anybody that direct messaged me. I shared it on Instagram by captioning, "Comment on this post if you want the guide," or something like that. Within probably 48 hours, I had a few dozen DMs. You know, most of them are spam, that's how Instagram goes, but a few of them actually joined my community and ended up paying me. I can't guarantee that'll happen for you, but I will say if you post enough of those, it will. More importantly, how I did it was by showing them they could trust me. The guide was complete BS in terms of what I was actually going for. It had value, but my real goal was the conversation. Them getting to talk to me face to face and realize that I was a real person running this account, and I also had good advice to share, was how I closed the deal, not the guide. And here's the thing, giving value to people doesn't mean giving everything away. Obviously, there's some value they will get from working with you one-on-one. Give them all the knowledge they should have, but implement it with them, and that's where they will pay you. I could spend 6 hours talking to an entrepreneur about how to run the perfect meta ad campaign for their business, but who gives a damn? They just need to know that I know what I'm doing, and they will simply pay me because they don't want to spend the time doing it themselves. At a high enough level, anybody cares more about time than money. Step 4, build a community and not just the audience. Let's talk about that difference. What is the difference between an audience and followers versus an actual community? Well, a community exists whether you do on or off days. People find value in other people. It's not just about you. Realizing this, in that the world doesn't revolve around you, is actually how you create freedom for yourself. At some point, a team's gonna be doing the outsourcing. At some point, you're gonna have subcontractors or freelancers working for you. You're not just gonna keep doing everything yourself, nor do you want to. People should be in the community for other people like you and like themselves that are working on their business, that can pick up the momentum when you're not there to answer every chat. The forum of people and the safe space is why they pay you money. They want access to other people that they know can also answer their questions. I didn't have 1 million followers when I started, but I did have a few people I could message, and that led to my first 15 people in the Discord I used to have. But those 15 I treated like VIPs, the whole treatment, DMing them every day, saying good morning in the chat, sending them all the new resources and videos I had, asking for improvement, and getting reviews out of them. And eventually, they joined my community on WAP and any other programs I had. People don't just stick around for content. If you believe that, then I'm sorry to hear that. They stick around for the value of people. People cannot be replaced as much as AI is advancing, because AI doesn't live lives and make mistakes like people do. People need reassurance, letting them know that other people have effed up in the same way that they have. So ask yourself, are you building mere followers, or are you building a safe space where people can connect and gain further value? Finally, number 5, never pretend to be who you're not. Let's keep this one short. People can spot fake from a mile away. If you don't have the results yet, please don't try and pretend you do. I have done it. I've effed up, I've pretended to be fake. I wanted to be one of those gurus so bad with the rented Lambo and the money spread on the arm. It's attractive, right? Because it works. Instead, provide value, because that'll only go up over time. Share what you're learning, share your story, and more importantly, your mistakes. That's why someone like Iman Daji can do so well nowadays, because he has 7 years of credibility of effing up and growing over time, where people can see that and believe in his story. When I first started coaching, it's not like I was making 10 grand a month. I wasn't close, but I didn't let that stop me. Find a way to spin it to your advantage. I don't make 10 grand a month like the other guys, but I do have 10 times the amount of time, so you can get 10 times the amount of results. And guess what? Promising to make their success your priority and actually having the time to prove that, instead of just having money behind you, is more valuable than anything else. If it's not, then trust me, you just need to find the right people. With that said, let's review. Here's the formula. First, start with your audience. Listen to them before trying to sell anything. Second, share your journey, both the wins as well as the struggles. Third, give the value first. Prove you can help by solving the problems for free and letting them work with you for implementation. 4, build your connection. Turn your audience into a community by showing them that you care. And number 5, be real. Don't fake success, earn it. I'm not gonna give a hard sell in this video. You guys know what to do if you liked what I said. If you're ready to take action, ask yourself this: what problem can I solve first for my audience today? You're never really gonna get ahead as an entrepreneur. There's always something in your mind that you have to work on, so put out the biggest fire first. Maybe I haven't posted real, relatable content in a while. I've just been giving out stupid, cheesy videos. Maybe my funnel doesn't make it seem like I'm credible enough, and I need to add more proof. Maybe I need to connect more with my audience, respond to comments, and DM people I think are interested. Just pick the biggest lane and stick to it, because there's never a wrong answer when you're putting time into your craft. And of course, you guys know where to find me if you want the next steps. As always, I'm here rooting for you. Good luck out there.